God honors all who give to him. For as long as the earth remains, seed time and harvest shall never cease. Giving and receiving can never come to an end. Planting and harvesting is God's program for everyone who wants to flow in heaven's world. God honors every single person who gives to him. When you give to the gospel, or when you give to the work of God, or to ministry, or to ministers, you are giving God. When you accommodate ministers or God's servants, you are giving to God. In 2 Samuel chapter 6, 10 to 12, God used the house of Obed-Edom. The ark of God was brought into the house of Obed-Edom, and God fully rewarded him. All his entire household, God blessed. Is found in 2 Samuel 6, 10 to 12, and 1 Chronicles 13 and 14. God used Peter's sheep and fully rewarded him. Jesus was preaching. People were thronging him. He saw Peter having toiled all night and having caught nothing, trying to wash his net to go home. Jesus Christ used Peter's sheep and told him to launch out into the deep for a drought. He did, and what he caught, he couldn't handle. God used Peter's sheep and fully rewarded him. God used the home of Mary and Martha and Lazarus and fully rewarded them. Their brother was killed by the devil. Christ came after 4 days and brought him back to life. You know why? Because God fully rewards those that fully give themselves and what they have to him. If you look at Luke chapter 10 from 38 to the end, you see that story is there. He used their house and rewarded them. God used the home of the widow of Zarephath and fully rewarded her. Elijah needed a place to rest and to stay. God sent him to the woman from Zarephath. She welcomed him, gave him accommodation, gave him food, gave him drink, housed him for 3 years and 6 months. All this period, God blessed that woman immensely. Her son died. Elijah brought him back to life. You cannot give to God and lose. God used her home and fully rewarded her. If you go to 2 Kings chapter 4, 8 to 37, the woman from Shunem and her husband built Elisha a home, housed him, kept him, fed him, did everything for him. They were past beyond the age of bearing children, had complications, but by the ministry of Elisha, God blessed him with a son. The devil killed that son. Elisha brought him back to life. Even when I was going to be a farmer, Elisha told her to go away to the Philistines. She went. After 7 years, she came back, and by the hand of God, all she lost were restored. God used the home of that woman, and God fully rewarded her. God does not use and dump. God uses and blesses. Whatever is given to God, he multiplies it. God used the home and nation of Publius in the island of Malta and fully rewarded him and his nation. Paul and the people that were taking him to Rome got a kind of shipwrecked and then had to find their way to that island. The people received them, kept them safe for 3 days, fed them, housed them, and the man's father was sick, dying of dysentery. Paul entered and healed him. All the people in that nation came who were sick, and Paul healed all of them. You know why? Because God does not use and dump. God fully rewards. Finally, you see in John chapter 6, from verse 5 to verse 13 or 14, the little boy gave Jesus Christ his small remaining meal, 5 loaves of bread and 2 fishes. Christ used it and gave him back 12 baskets full in the wilderness. God used the boy's lunch and fully rewarded him. There is nothing you give to God that God takes from you. What he does is to receive it, break it, multiply it, increase it, and God gives it back to you. So he says, give, and he shall be given back to good measure, pressed down, shaking together, and running over shall men give to your bosom. Whatever you give to God, he must give it back to you, a multiplied measure. Give and receive, and you will live well. God bless you.